Our next guest got her big break on the hit show Toddlers and Tiaras, but boy has she transformed her life from there. She has now become one of the youngest self-made millionaires. She did that by the age of 6.
Unbelievable. She's a few years older now, but she continues to travel the world for business on top of acting, modeling, singing, and her products, Barrett luxury hair products, are right here in the middle. Please welcome Isabella Barrett. Nice to have you here, Isabella.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
How do you keep up with yourself?
It's not easy. I'm telling you, if I didn't have like a great team that I have now, telling you if my head wasn't attached to my head, it would
not work. Okay, just so people know, how old are you now?
I'm 13 years old.
Now you're 13.
Yes.
I mean, I think a lot of people remember you from the show, right?
How can you forget me?
Yeah,
How
you
can
cannot
we
forget that
you?
show. That was an amazing
Tell
show.
me about, I mean, it's one thing to be on the show, but then to take that and transform it into something that works for you and a business that works for you. How did you make that transition and make that $1 million by the age of 6? How did that happen?
Well, the show is really where it all started, and then I came on to make Glitzy Girl Jewelry Company, which is a Wear Your Wins accomplishment bracelet. So basically, anything I won at the pageant, like first runner-up, I didn't want to carry around these big trophies, you know? So I was like, what if I made a bracelet with charms you could put on it to wear your wins, you know? So I made a charm bracelet, and when I won first runner-up, I'd put the charm on my bracelet, and, you know, I'd be like, hey, look what I just won, you know? And then everyone started to pick up on that, and they're like, where'd you get that bracelet? Where'd you get that bracelet? It's my, you know, it was my company. So I was like, yeah, it's my company, you should check it out. And
Here's the catalog, by the way. Glitzy Girls. She's still selling those.
But I'm still confused. Like, you're a 6-year-old at the time. Like, who has a business idea at that age? I don't know where that came from.
Well, I mean, technology was still there back then. I mean, it's 21st century now, but when I was born I was born into technology. So I was like, my first phone was an iPhone. Wow. It wasn't even like a flip phone, you know?
Right.
So I was like,
so you're already on it at that age anyway?
Yeah, Instagram, everything.
Wow.
Twitter.
And so you've continued on with your entrepreneurial ways, and now you've taken the internet and used that as your business vehicle.
Yes.
Right? So you're one of those so-called influencers who everything that you do, you have a process. Now, tell me a little bit about the process of somebody who orders your hair care products, for example.
Okay, so first thing I would do to promote it is I would post on my Instagram, and then I would say swipe up to check out my new product and watch my video, and then they swipe up, go on the product, and then in the video we'll put like, oh, there's a link in the bio if you want to sign up to get a free PR package. So they swipe up, they click the link, they put in their information, we send them PR packages. Now when they get the PR packages, what they must do is they have to make a video. You can't send them the products for free and then they just keep it and don't do nothing. You have to have the press for it, you know? So we send them the product, they make the video, and then they have to write a survey of how the first week of the product went, how their hair changed, how the hairspray affect them, you know, all that fun stuff. And then they send the review back, and then they keep the product.
And
But
you
you
use
see
all
the
that.
machine
Yeah,
here?
I do
You
see that.
see
That's
that?
what's fascinating to me is that you're 13 and understand the machine. Because it's not just hair products that you're doing. I mean, you're
What
also
you're
wearing your
You're wearing
design.
Barrett.
Like,
Brady has hair care and clothes.
everything. So, like, how do you still go to school? Like,
Yes, I am a normal 13-year-old. I go to public school. I have tons of friends. I have jet skis. I have four-wheelers. I have everything.
right? And then you run this company in what? After you're done with your homework? Like,
Well, the normal day for me looks like I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I get up, I go to school, I go to cheer practice. Don't forget I do cheer too.
oh my gosh.
And then I come home, I check my emails, hang out with my friends, and then I worry about shipping everything. Shipping's a whole different story. That takes at least like 4 hours at the post office.
Yeah, right.
They know me by name there.
This cannot be done without the support of your family. Tell me a little bit about that support, why it's important to you.
So my mom, she's definitely been the one who's been with me through the whole thing, you know, through pageants, through my companies, everything. I wouldn't be here without her. And actually, she comes to me for advice. She'd be like, how do you do this on Facebook? How do you do this? How do you do that?
Of course she does. You're a smart lady.
And now, okay, so you've already kind of conquered the pageant world and the TV, you know, reality show world, and now you're doing designs and this. And what in the end, or maybe even in the next 10 years, do you see yourself doing?
I hope I still want to be doing this stuff, but I really want to be a nurse. I've always wanted to be a nurse. I've loved all those shows. I love everything about that. I want
Nursing?
To yes.
Really?
Yes.
And still keep your businesses?
Yes.
Would you ever compete in a pageant again?
I mean, I model now for, this is going to be my 3rd season in New York Fashion Week, but I love modeling. I mean, pageants, back then I loved it, and I would adore going there every time. But I don't think it's, I don't know.
Not for you anymore?
Yeah.
And
you passed it.
You have some projects coming up that we should be looking out for?
Yes, I'm coming out with a book. It's business tips for teens. I possibly could be returning back to TV in 2020.
Oh, there's a tease.
That's fun.
That's tea.
Well, that is some tea. I like it. All right, so you need to come back next,
Yes.
in 2020.
I will come
We're
back.
going to talk about the book a little more, and we'll
Yep.
talk about the possible, maybe, sort of return back to TV.
I don't know.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
maybe.
Okay.
And maybe when you come back, you can explain to me the Facebook.
Thanks, Bella.
Thanks,
Thank
Isabella.
you.
Good to have
We'll
you
be
here.
right back.